Healthcare is the #1 issue. You tell them that they got to vote for a Democrat. Well, how about if healthcare is the #1 issue, tell them to vote for somebody who knows something about healthcare. I mean, this is her profession. She's a mental health social worker. She's running against a guy who's been nothing but a political operator. Jennifer's got more in this part of her little finger knowledge about healthcare than her opponent does. Why wouldn't you want to have a frontline mental health social worker in Congress?
Recently, dozens packed into Shelter 1 of Westover Park in Harrisonburg. They were there to meet Virginia U.S. Senator Tim Kaine and 6th District Democratic candidate Jennifer Lewis.
We have 7 challengers. We have 4 incumbents who are running great races: Don Beyer, Donald McEachin, Jerry Connolly, Bobby Scott. Then we have 7 challengers, including Jennifer. 6 of the 7 are women. How about that? At a time when the other side is showing what they think of women, we're nominating women, right? We're showing what we think of women. We're nominating women. We're behind women candidates. 5 of our 7 challengers are first-time candidates. They're people who have been passionately involved in their communities forever, doing all kinds of things, but they're saying, okay, I'm taking what I have done, and I'm now going to bring it to Congress, because Congress needs to be straightened out by people who are going to be thinking about the folks back home instead of thinking about the inside power games on Capitol Hill.
Coming out here and just seeing a group of people who are all motivated to getting good candidates in Congress who will represent us, I think that's one of the best things.
Jonathan Swain was among the many attendees at the Rockingham County Democratic event. He told me he likes Jennifer Lewis's grassroots campaign style.
One of the things that I really admire about Jennifer Lewis is that she is willing to go door to door and canvass and actually reach out and connect with people. That really shows that she's not like some standard politician, just like, oh, I'm going to sit back here, you know, let my campaign workers do their jobs while, you know, I'm going everywhere else. She's literally on the ground making strides to make sure that people are getting to know who she actually is.
The energy out here is amazing. Well, and it's even better, I have so much more energy today because before I got to this event, I was out canvassing in Waynesboro and had a great experience all morning, and then I get here and it's a packed event with tons of energy, so it's just motivating me, and we've got another event tonight in Waynesboro. It's been amazing to see the amount of enthusiasm behind us, and it's not just about us in our campaign or Senator Kaine's campaign. There's this kind of whole awakening going on in the 6th District that we're seeing every day out on the streets.
Lewis says the limited Kavanaugh probe has taken its toll on citizens who are disheartened about President Donald Trump's administration.
I'm very, very disappointed in the lack of the investigation, the shortcomings of the investigation, like Senator Kaine was talking about. Now, obviously, Senator Kaine knows way more about it because he's actively involved in it. So listening to him today, just share all of these people who wanted to talk to the FBI and were never even called. That's a huge concern, and especially like that's their job. The FBI is supposed to investigate all calls that come into their headquarters. So the fact that people were calling in saying we have knowledge about this, and because it's such an important case, we're talking about the Supreme Court, we're talking about a lifetime appointment.
She explains, despite what appears to be going on nationally, local residents are discouraged with President Trump.
I feel great. I feel really great. Every day we are hearing from non-Democrats, and living in the 6th District, we know we need people that don't normally vote for Democrats to vote for us, and every day we hear from non-Democrats that are saying either we're against the pipeline, and we've never voted for a Democrat, but we're voting for a Democrat because of the pipeline issue, or just they're frustrated with the administration as well. So we're getting every day, I'm not even kidding you, every day we hear from voters that are saying we're going to plug our nose and vote for a Democrat this year because we just can't take what we're seeing from the administration.
It's bad for us in the sense that we have to endure a Trump administration and a Republican-controlled Senate and just Congress in general. But at the same time, if it's a lesson for this entire country that we don't have to go through again, I think it's completely worth it. And I think we're already seeing it here with the midterms, that people are motivated, fired up, and they're willing to come out and actually put an end to all the shenanigans that are happening up in D.C.
Senator Kaine says the Republican administration's antics can result in the blue wave covering Virginia first and then spread throughout the country.
I'll just conclude and say this, look, it's crunch time. And if we win, and I think we got a great chance of winning in Congress. We could, look, we're going to take the House back. We're going to make the House blue. And we're going to have the committee chairs. We will set the agenda. We will issue the subpoenas. We will do that. And if we got a chance on the Senate side, it's a little bit tougher. The map's not so great, but we have a chance. And when we have a chance, we just have to do our best work. We can send such a powerful message of hope. And I'll tell you, we can send it in a really powerful way. You know, the Virginia polls are the first polls that close in the nation on November 6th. 7 o'clock Eastern time. We are the first polls that close in the nation on November 6th. So when people are going to be that night watching to see what's going on, how much of a blue wave will there be? What kind of a message is the American public going to send about who we are and who we aren't? The Virginia results will be just about the first results that people will see. You'll start to see results early in our congressional races and in my Senate race. And people all over the country are going to be watching to see what happens. And they're going to see Virginia first, man. We're first out of the gate. You know, we are first out of the gate and setting a message for the country. Now,
I questioned the senator. What would he do differently if he were reelected to office?
I'm just going to build on what I've done. So I just got a opioid addiction bill, 2 bills that dealing with addiction issues on the president's desk to sign. President Obama signed 11 pieces of legislation that I wrote. President Trump's already signed 17 pieces of legislation that I wrote. So it will be basically Virginia that works for all, jobs for all, health for all, equality for all, security for all, education for all. And so being on the Health and Education Committee, being on the Armed Services and Budget Committees, being on Foreign Relations, that I will continue to basically try to advance everywhere we can. But when the president or anybody is standing up for things that I think are bad for Virginians, I fight against it.
I wanted to know his thoughts on the Mueller investigation.
It has to continue. The most important thing for Congress is to protect it. I think President Trump would like to end it, but more than 30 people have been either indicted or pled guilty. We have to stop the investigation from being, cut, eliminated, under-resourced. Let them get to the bottom of it all, then we'll decide what to do.
Ryan Hill, Domain, is a former Independent Party member, but has since made the switch to the Democratic Party. Domain says she really enjoyed hearing Kaine's speech.
He was very down to earth and very much someone I can believe in that will get the future something that we can live with.
Despite the rain, she says she was impressed with the large turnout for the event.
I thought, wow, this is fantastic. Rockingham County it's a big county, but it's rural, and it's easy to think that we don't matter, and this gives me hopes that yes, we do matter. We count, and we're going to continue to count. Yes.
Yes, 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 yes. This is what we need. This is what I want personally. I want to see everybody out here, like regardless, rain, sleet, snow, whatever. Like if they're willing to come out here and show their support for a candidate, that just makes me think like, well, what about the people who support the candidate but aren't here?
People are frustrated with their government, frustrated with the current administration, and especially everything that's been unfolding these last, especially 2 weeks. Coming to a head yesterday, of course. So people are scared and frustrated, and so we're just encouraging people to take that energy that they're feeling of hopelessness and depression and frustration and channel that energy into doing something about it. So hitting the streets, making phone calls, writing postcards, whatever they can do to impact change. There's no sense in sitting at home and crying about things. You got to be out on the streets doing something about it.
In Harrisonburg, Elaine Rackley for Breaking Through News.